What's going on, YouTube? This has got to be one of the most interesting videos I think I've had to set up for ever. I'm sure as a lot of you know, or at least the ones who at least follow my channel and subscribe, I had shoulder surgery just a couple of days ago. Being that I've had about 4 or 5 days off already and I've been doing absolutely nothing, bored at home, can't fish, what I want to talk to you guys about is why you fish. You know, I was sitting around and, you know, obviously since I've had a lot of downtime right now, I was just thinking about, you know, what it is that makes me even want to go out and start fishing anyway, you know? And I've been thinking long and hard about that, and it's, you know, also made me think about the reasons why I even fish, period. You know, not what gets me to go out, but why is it that I go out? And I think if you're really passionate about fishing, you stop and think about that for a second. I mean, really dwell on it. You might get all kinds of things to pop into your head. I know one of the things for me about fishing, at least that it always held some interest for me, was that, you know, people have been fishing for thousands of years. We're not the first, we're not the last. We just happen to be somewhere in the middle. And, you know, maybe it's up to us as this generation to go ahead and advance the sport, advance the evolution of the sport and how people think in fishing in general. And maybe it's a little bit more time to start thinking about conservation tactics. You know, before I was eating and killing everything I brought out of the water, but now I'm putting more stuff back than I am taking out. And I don't know why that is. Maybe because I've gotten a little older, or maybe because, you know, some parts of fishing just don't hold the same kind of excitement that they did, which is a good thing because, you know, now I'm obviously thinking of bigger and better things to be trying. It's mostly because, you know, people have been doing it for a really long time. So it lets you think that primitive man was even doing what I'm doing now. Obviously, you know, they didn't have the gear and all the stuff that we're using today, but, you know, they were still fishermen. They still had to get in the mindset of where are these fish, when can I get them, how can I get them? And that right there is like gives you a little bit of a connection back to the primitive, which I think is pretty cool for people today, which, you know, all these survival shows and all these Naked and Afraid and all these types of shows are always looking for a way to return to the primitive, and I think that's what fishing is a little bit to me. Other than being a return to the primitive, you know, it also provides a lot of things for my family. You know, it provides, you know, not only a hobby for me, but a place where I can focus my energy and go to think and, you know, clear my mind, have that kind of moment of clarity. I don't know if guys ever talk about that when they're fishing, but it really helps me to get out and think because I'm not doing anything else. Fishing to me is just more off of instinct now. So it gives my mind a chance to go ahead and go other places and think about things that I should be thinking about. Another thing also too is that it provides food for the table. You know, my daughter's only 2 years old, but I'm trying to get her into eating everything that pretty much comes out of the water, at least everything that I eat. And my wife is not really big into fish. She'll eat basically everything else, you know, oysters, lobster, crab, all that stuff. Not a big fan of fish, but I put her onto a couple of species lately here in Florida, you know, particularly sheep's head and black drum. And she's been really happy with that. Won't buy it in the store, but she'll eat it if I catch it fresh. So that's been a real joy. So catching some food for the table and getting a couple of solid meals and being able to, you know, give a couple of fillets out to friends and family is always cool. Another aspect of fishing that I think kind of appealed to me was that, you know, I don't come from a long line of fishermen. I do have some fishermen in my family that have, to me, landed trophy-sized saltwater fish, and they're monster fish.
Come on, Dad. Oh, nice shark.
I've got a couple of pictures. I'll go ahead and throw one of those up right now. So yeah, that was a picture of my grandfather right there holding up a tarpon. I'm guessing when you take a look at that tarpon, it's probably around 150, 175 pounds. He caught that. I'm not really sure about the year of that one. I'm pretty sure, I think my dad said that was in the 40s. You know, after some of those things that I just spoke about right there, you know, maybe some of those things kind of appeal to you. Maybe some of those things are why some of you guys even fish. You know, I'm not really sure, but just like I said, stop for a second and think about that. Think about when you go fishing, what is it that makes you want to go fish? Is it the prospect of bringing something home? You know, because you're doing it because it helps you connect to the, you know, the ways of our ancestors and our forefathers as far as the, you know, the simplicity of fishing. What is it? It's something, because you don't just go fishing for no reason. Anybody who's a fisherman knows that they fish for a reason. They might not know what it is because they haven't done any soul searching, maybe that department yet. But if you actually stop and take at least 5 minutes and sit down and ask yourself, why do I fish? Some things I've had on my mind lately. I haven't been able to fish. I think I mentioned that before. So these are the things that have really been touching base with me lately, and they kind of resonate to a deeper meaning behind fishing. And of course, you know, if you've seen my homepage, it's exactly why I've titled my channel Real Suburban Angler, more than just fish. So think about that. Ask yourself, why do I fish? What is it that gets me going out? And you may be really surprised at the answers you get back. So two, I've been asking lately for people to go ahead and drop some comments. I've seen a few comments, but if you guys could, please go ahead and leave some comments down below on some of these videos and give me some feedback. Let me know if these are the things I should be doing, if you want to see me get on different locations, different species, you know, anything like that. I mean, obviously I'm at a commission right now for probably about another week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe even 3. So, you know, I'll probably be at a commission, but I, you know, just want to be able to do a couple of videos with you guys that might be meaningful. And if you think about why you fish, it might help you to catch more fish. So think about that the next time you're going out. It might put you in a different frame of mind and you might catch more. So yeah, like I said before, if you're not a subscriber yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Mash that like button for me. I really appreciate that. And as always, you guys are awesome and keep sticking those fish. Good.